All right, here we go. It's 9 a.m. on the day after our Mount Victoria day. We've finally gotten away from all the people at the bottom of Moraine Lake because I was too embarrassed to do an intro around them. I think the plan today is to do from Moraine to the top of Temple, which I have heard is a gnarly / beast of a mountain, and then over to Lake Louise, where we'll get a nice pastry and a coffee in a few hours. Should be about 14 miles, maybe 6K of gain, or as they say in Canada, 2,000 meters. Eric has unfortunately left us, which means it's just the three musketeers out this morning, or the Three Stooges, that's true. It's yet to be determined which one it is. We're on top of Sentinel Pass, and this is gonna be the way down in front of us once we get done with Temple, which looks rather intimidating right behind me. We've got another like 3,000 feet above us, and it looks like really fun terrain, but the good thing is yesterday we got really used to these rocks, so we're gonna be flying up this. Right, MT?
I hope so.
We're headed up, and Brandon had to turn around from some stomach issues, so now it's just us two headed to the service on top of Temple, say our prayers. We're headed up this little rock shelf, and it's like marbles on top of this limestone rock or whatever, so it's like every step you could just slip and end up way down there, which would not be that fun. Victoria behind me, which is where we were yesterday. Pretty wild to be able to explore these huge mountains just on foot with no rope.
I have a bottle of water and take little Timmy to school, to soccer practice or footy practice. New profile pictures dropping.
That's sick. You can see the Columbia ice fields behind me. That is so insane that there's that many glaciers out there. I wish I knew literally any of the mountains.
I was wondering what that noise was.
Like 500 feet from the summit, and there's some spooky looking clouds behind me. The Canadian weather seems to change on a dime out here, so I think we're gonna try to pick up the pace a little bit, tag the summit, get back down before we get the electric chair. There we go! Temple Mountain. Any prayers on Temple Mountain so that these lightning bolts don't strike us? Spare us, oh Canadian Heavenly Father. We will summit more peaks in your name if you spare us from this lightning that's coming in. Well, it took us a little under 3 hours to get to the summit from Moraine Lake, and then we just booked it down, which is maybe unnecessary, but didn't want to take any chances with this weather. We're almost back down to the Sentinel saddle. And I was just thinking about, even though I've had one of my biggest weeks, probably my entire life these past 7 days, just in terms of miles and vertical gain, I still feel really great. And I was just thinking about the difference between Canada and Nepal a little bit, where Nepal I just absolutely fell apart and was just in so much pain, and really the difference is just the altitude and how you're able to recover, at least how I'm able to recover. But like also the views here are just absolutely incredible, and this place amazing. It kind of makes me think like, why should I go to altitude and see similar looking mountains when I could just go to Europe or Canada or something and not have to be at altitude. I think the highest we got today was 11,600 feet. So, but also see like incredible views. So kind of rethinking my stance on going to altitude. We just chilled at Sentinel for a little bit. Now we're gonna head down to Lake Louise this way. You know, I gotta get a good little snow slide. Can't miss out on that. Woohoo! Oh, not my best work. Messed that one up. Okay, we just did kind of a BS connector trail that took forever. At the bottom there was the longest uphill I've ever seen. That was brutal. And then we made it down to the blessed Lake Louise though, which I don't think we can go in. I'm not really sure what's going on, but it is still magical. So anyways, finished with about 15.3 miles, around 6,000 feet of gain. That's the Moraine Lake to Temple to Lake Louise, point to point. Now I'm gonna get a couple sodas, maybe a apple fritter, whatever they got in this mansion up here. And then we're gonna take the shuttle back and I'm gonna collapse. Anyways, until next time, peace. Mount Victoria. Oh yeah. Also, it was not deep.
I told you.
Oh man. Salty goodness.